What's up, entrepreneurs, disruptors, and future moguls? You're watching The $1 Billion Blueprint, the only show with the guts to tell you what it really takes to build a brand that doesn't just compete, but dominates. We're talking legacy-defining, market-crushing, game-changing brands. Today, we're diving deep into the trenches of brand building. Forget the fluff. Forget the shortcuts. I'm giving you the raw, unfiltered playbook used by the heavyweights. We'll break down the evolution of brand building, from old-school mass marketing to the hyper-personalized game we're playing now. Get ready to unlock the vault on brand identity, crafting a narrative that sells, and building a community so loyal they tattoo your logo. We're talking innovation, adaptability, and the grit it takes to not just survive, but thrive in the face of disruption. This is your $1 billion blueprint. Let's get after it. All right, let's rewind the clock for a minute. Back in the day, brand building was all about broadcasting your message to the masses. You blasted out your TV commercials, your radio ads, your billboards, hoping anything would stick. It was a numbers game, a shotgun approach. You didn't need to get granular, you just needed to be loud. But the game has changed. The digital age, social media, the internet, they've completely flipped the script. We've gone from mass markets to micro moments, from one-size-fits-all to hyper-personalization. Today, consumers are bombarded with more messages than ever before. They're scrolling, they're skipping, they're tuning out. So how do you cut through the noise? You need to understand your audience better than they understand themselves. You need to know their hopes, their dreams, their fears, their pain points. And you need to meet them where they are, on their terms, with a message that resonates. Think about it. Back in the day, brands were built on image, on aspiration. You wanted to be like Mike, so you bought his shoes. You wanted to be a part of that aspirational world. But today, authenticity reigns supreme. People can smell BS from a mile away. They want real, they want raw, they want to connect with brands on a human level. They want to see your flaws, your vulnerabilities, your story. They want to know that you're not just another faceless corporation, but a group of passionate individuals who actually give a damn. And that's where the real magic happens. When you can connect with your audience on a personal level, when you can build trust and loyalty, that's when you unlock the true potential of your brand. It's not about shouting from the rooftops anymore. It's about whispering in the right ear, at the right time, with the right message. It's about building relationships, one interaction at a time. Look at the brands that are absolutely crushing it today. They're not just selling products, they're selling experiences. They're building communities, they're starting conversations, they're creating movements. They're not afraid to take a stand, to be polarizing, to be different, because they understand that in a world of infinite choice, the only way to stand out is to be remarkable. So, how do you build a $1 billion brand in the digital age? It starts with understanding the power of connection. It's about building relationships, fostering loyalty, and creating a brand that people genuinely care about. It's not about transactions, it's about transformation. It's about making a real impact on the lives of your audience. And that, my friends, is how you build a legacy that lasts. Listen up, because this is where the rubber meets the road. You want to build a brand that stands the test of time, a brand that becomes synonymous with its category, a brand that people literally line up for. It all starts with 3 pillars: identity, narrative, community. Nail these, and you're not just building a brand, you're building an empire. First up, identity. This isn't just your logo or your color scheme, this is the soul of your brand. What are your core values? What do you stand for? What makes you different, unique, special? This is about digging deep, understanding your DNA, and then screaming it from the rooftops. Your brand identity needs to be crystal clear, unwavering, and woven into every single thing you do. It's the compass that guides your decisions, the filter for your content, the foundation of your entire brand experience. Next, the narrative. Every $1 billion brand has a story, a narrative that captivates, inspires, and makes people want to be a part of something bigger than themselves. This isn't about crafting some BS marketing fluff. This is about tapping into the emotional core of your brand, about connecting with your audience on a human level, about giving them a reason to believe in what you're doing. Your narrative is what transforms your brand from a product or service into an experience, a movement, a way of life. And finally, the community. This is where the real magic happens. A $1 billion brand isn't built in a vacuum. It's built by a passionate community of evangelists, advocates, and fans who believe in your brand as much as you do. This is about fostering a sense of belonging, creating a space where your audience feels heard, valued, and appreciated. It's about building real, authentic relationships that go beyond transactions. Remember, in the age of social media, your community is your most powerful asset. They're the ones who will amplify your message, defend your brand, and propel your growth. Nail these three pillars: identity, narrative, community, and you're not just building a brand, you're building a movement. You're creating something that people want to be a part of, something they believe in, something they're willing to fight for. That's the power of a billion-dollar brand. Chapter 3. Innovate or die: the power of adaptability in the brand building game. Let me break this down for you because this is where most brands trip up. The market is a living, breathing beast. It evolves, it shifts, it throws curveballs when you least expect it. You can't afford to be complacent, to rest on your laurels, to think that what worked yesterday will work tomorrow. Innovation isn't some buzzword. It's the lifeblood of a billion-dollar brand. You need to be constantly evolving, experimenting, pushing the boundaries of what's possible. Look at Amazon. They started as an online bookstore and transformed into a global behemoth by relentlessly innovating and expanding into new markets. They didn't get stuck in their ways, they adapted, they pivoted, they dominated. The same goes for any brand that wants to stay ahead of the curve. You need to be obsessed with your customers, with understanding their evolving needs and desires. What are the pain points they're facing? What are the emerging trends shaping their behavior? Don't be afraid to experiment, to try new things, to fail fast and learn even faster. The brands that win are the ones that are agile, adaptable, and always willing to disrupt themselves before someone else does. But innovation isn't just about new products or features. It's about constantly refining your brand experience. It's about optimizing your messaging, your marketing channels, your customer service. It's about looking at every touch point, every interaction, and asking yourself, how can we make this better? How can we create a more seamless, more enjoyable, more memorable experience for our audience? Remember, the only constant is change. Embrace it, leverage it, and use it to your advantage. The brands that can adapt, innovate, and stay ahead of the curve are the ones that will thrive in the long run. So, get comfortable being uncomfortable, embrace the unknown, and never stop pushing the limits of what your brand can achieve. Chapter 4. Unlocking explosive growth partnerships, reach, and data-driven domination. Alright, you've got the fundamentals down. You're innovating like a beast. Now it's time to scale this thing to the moon. We're talking about unlocking explosive growth, the kind that takes your brand from 1 million to 1 billion. And it all comes down to 3 key areas: strategic partnerships, expanding your reach, and data-driven decision-making. First up, partnerships. No brand is an island. Strategic partnerships are about leveraging the strengths of others to amplify your own. Look for brands that align with your values, your target audience, and your overall mission. Think collaborations, co-branded products, influencer marketing campaigns. The right partnership can expose your brand to a whole new audience, enhance your credibility, and accelerate your growth exponentially. Next, expanding your reach. You've built an amazing brand. Now it's time to get it in front of as many eyeballs as possible. And I'm not just talking about throwing money at ads, although that's part of it. This is about being omnipresent, about meeting your audience where they are. Think social media, content marketing, SEO, public relations, events, and activations. The more touch points you create, the more opportunities you have to connect with potential customers and drive them into your brand ecosystem. And finally, data-driven decision-making. Gut instinct is great, but in today's hyper-competitive landscape, you need to back up every decision with cold, hard data. Track everything, analyze everything, and use those insights to optimize your strategies, refine your messaging, and maximize your ROI. Look at your website traffic, your social media engagement, your email open rates. What's working? What's not? Use that data to double down on what's resonating with your audience and ditch what's not. Remember, in the world of billion-dollar brands, there's no room for guesswork. Data is your superpower. Use it wisely. The billion-dollar blueprint. Your journey starts now. There you have it. The blueprint for building a brand that doesn't just play the game, it changes it. Remember, this isn't a sprint, it's a marathon. It takes hustle, it takes grit, it takes an unwavering commitment to your vision. But most importantly, it takes action. You can have all the knowledge in the world, but if you don't apply it, it's worthless. So, get out there. Start building, start connecting, start making some noise. The world is waiting for your billion-dollar brand. Go out there and claim it.